Hello, my name is Adonis and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing what did I secretly want to tell you spread for all of my fellow Virgos out there. So let's get at it. Okay. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Sun, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Sun, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Show me the cards I need to see. Show me the cards I need to see. What do they secretly want to tell all of my Virgos out there? What do they secretly want to tell all of my fellow Virgos out there? Feels good. Ooh. Definitely want to pop out, so we're definitely going to take that one. Ooh. Ugh. Okay. It is what it is, my Virgos. All right, so right from the beginning, we have somebody that wants to be generous, that wants to be, that wants to be courteous, wants to be generous with their time, their pentacles. They do have a generous streak in them. Okay, so they do have a generous streak in them. However, we got some problems here. Okay, we got the double card here. And this double card represents, in the sense of this reading, this is a person with either an opioid addiction, okay, or an alcoholism issue. Could be an overall toxic relationship, but I get the feeling that it's an overall toxic connection, a toxic relationship combined with a little bit of opioid addiction, maybe with a little bit of alcoholism mixed up in there for good measure. All right, and I'm really feeling that emanating off these cards here. Now, this person definitely is a younger individual, looking, that kind of thinks out the box here. So this is a younger type of individual here, kind of marches to the beat of their own drum, if so to speak. Here, okay. They kind of do things their own way. They kind of think their own way. They kind of do things their oof way. Which in and of itself is not a bad thing at all. It's just the addictions that they have. It kind of makes it problematic. And that creates a situation where we have a moon card here, which is representative of deception, of hidden perils. Now, the deception part, I feel as though the deception part of this is not anything nefarious in terms of deceiving you about anything romantic-wise, relationship-wise, if you will. That's not what the deceptive part is. The deceptive part here with this situation, as I'm really picking up and I'm feeling here, is that this individual is going to be deceptive about exactly how addicted they are to the opiates, to the drinking and whatnot that they're engaged in. That's where the deception comes in. They're giving you the impression that it's just, for recreation. It's like I just do it for recreational purposes when I'm out with friends or something like that. It's not a big deal. This is much more than recreation. This is something that, this is a problem here. All right. And that's where the deception comes in. Where the hidden perils part of that aspect comes in is that, for example, if you're traveling with this individual and they get pulled over or something happens, you don't want to be caught in a car with somebody that has that kind of stuff on it. So this person, I'm also getting the impression this person has a great deal, a quantity, the quantity that they possess on them on a regular basis. Could be considered in some circles as more or less being someone that is a distributor, okay, other than a user. And I'm not saying that they distribute this stuff, but I'm saying that they consume a large quantity of this at a time, okay. And so that's one thing. Also, the hidden perils is the type of people that have very heavy opioid abuse in the type of circles that they run in. Okay, their friends and so forth. Okay, so that's something that you're going to definitely want to be careful about. Okay, now the good news is this person looks at you as a complete renewal, a redo, something fresh, something new, out with the old, in with the new. So there's no rebound here. They look at this relationship as something that a fresh, brand new start in the relationship department for them. They do have a little bit of anxiety, however. A little bit of anxiety is here because there's this aspect of being just a little bit apprehensive here about being discovered. Of it really being discovered that, hey, listen, that they do have a problem, that there is an issue here. All right. Now, with that being said, this is a mixed bag here because they consider, there's a twin flame connection here. Okay. And along with the Queen of Cups here, this person wants to be loyal and devoted to you. Okay. So like I said, this is a mixed bag type of situation here. This person has these addictions, has these problems, but at the same time is very much wanting to be loyal, wanting to be devoted, and really has this twin flame connection with you here. So this is definitely a mixed bag type of situation. So with that being said, let's see. Let us see, what are the potential blockages here, other than the obvious, of course. What are the potential blockages to this potential situation? What are the potential blockages to this potential situation? Here we go. Okay. So, out of the bat, one, being able to really, Four of Swords here, representing, contemplating, reflecting, really being able to get a real good sense of what's going on, because this person's their mindset is all over the place. Really, you can't get a good beat on them. So there's no real relaxing and contemplating. Even though something's wrong, it's really hard to really get a beat on the situation, if you will. But something's going on. Also, you realize, hey, Two of Wands. There's some real distinct choices that you have to make here. Okay? There's really two clear, distinct choices you have to make here. You can continue going on with this and try to get this person some help. Okay? You could do that. Or you could walk away from the situation altogether. All right? So those are the only two real options that you have here. Now there is a great deal of sexual attraction to the situation, and again, this is seen as a blockage. Well, because there is such a strong attraction to this individual, so that may be causing you to not, there's a real deep sexual connection here, emotional connection here, and so that may be keeping you from really saying or doing what you need to do, because again, there is this strong sexual, emotional connection with this individual. So that's maybe preventing you. Sometimes you say, well, hey, if you love a person enough, you really care about them, then you'll intervene, okay, in their problem. Sometimes. But then there's also the other aspect of that. Sometimes if you really love somebody, have a connection with that person, you're kind of willing to overlook a whole lot of things. And what you end up doing is pretty much lying to yourself about what's really going on. And that seems to be what's going on right here with this situation. There is what we call this. I would call this it's cognitive dissonance here. Okay, you're purposely just kind of like you see it, but you're kind of overlooking it, even though okay, this is what's going on here. All right. Also, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is not exactly moving in the figure, and these are blockages. The Wheel of Fortune is not exactly moving in the direction of things working in your favor. The longer that there's this wanting denial of what exactly is going on with this individual. We got the Queen of Swords here as well. Again, the lack of not telling somebody straight, telling them like it is, using logic to be your guide with this situation. Okay? You have the Five of Swords here, representing a person, trying to figure out if you're willing to fight or if you're going to walk away. And so there's this, you know, you're right now, you're caught in this, again, with the Two of Wands energy, you're kind of caught in this situation here where you're like, you don't know if you should go this way or should go that way. And finally here, we got the King of Pentacles. That's financial, that is financial stability, foundation, if you will, making wise choices when it comes to Pentacles. Now I'm going to say this, all right? If you're trying to build a future with someone, and it's just inevitable, after a period of time, as their addiction increases, so does the amount of money, if you will, is needed to support that habit. Rather it be opioid addiction, rather it be alcoholism. And what begins to happen here is, because they're in this constant state of intoxication, rather be opioid or, like I said, alcoholism, it begins to stagnate their ability to make the revenue that they need to support their habit, let alone just their basic needs, okay? So what's going to begin to happen is that's going to begin to, the longer that you live in a state of denial with this, it's going to begin to affect your revenue. So that is something that you really may want to take into consideration when it really comes to what exactly you should do about this situation. By no means am I saying you should abandon this individual, but I'm saying you really need to reassess, okay, what it is you need to do and take some type of action to help, you know, reel this situation in, okay? So with that being said, let's see what additional information Spirit wants to give. Before I shut this thing down, what additional information does Spirit want to give before I shut this thing down? What additional information does Spirit want to give before I shut this thing down? Ooh, some cards I need to see. Some cards I need to see. So many cards that I need to see. All right. Outstanding. Space. Distance. Spirit saying, take a step back. Get some space between you and this situation. Okay? Take a step back. I'm not saying, not abandonment, but take a step back, reassess, reprocess. Okay? To figure out what you need to do. Now, there is potential here. There is potential for something solid. Something built on a foundation of stability. But you're going to have to intervene here. And, you know, like to take a step back and just reassess the situation. That's all you got to do. And it'll be pretty clear to see what needs to be done. But there is potential here. And no means am I saying abandonment, but I am saying, you know, this does have the potential here if you act. All right. And finally, dependability. It's going to be a real issue. When you're trying to build a future with someone, you need to make sure they're going to be dependable. Not just emotionally. Okay, but also financially as well. They're trying to build a future with this individual, okay? So, keep those things in mind as you move forward through this process. Okay, so with that being said, I'm shutting this thing down now. This is a general love reading, okay? Very general. So, it may not resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you and you want to know more about your particular situation, the link will be below. If this does resonate with you, you want to know more about this, again, the link will be below. If you haven't already, please like, please share, and absolutely subscribe. My name is Adonis. I love you guys, and please enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.